YouTube, Louie here from bestsilvergolddeals.com. Today I want to talk about the 2% rule. Okay, this is a rule that you can employ if you want to just be a pure silver stacker and you are looking to make wise purchases that can be monetized at a point in the future. Now, of course, markets change and buy and sell premiums change, and we can't predict how that will happen. Of course, we're on a bull run with silver and gold right now, and any dips should obviously be bought in spot price. In my opinion. But I want to talk about the 2% rule, and you purists out there, you pure stackers, the ones that don't dabble in fancy coins or even numismatics, you're just stacking weight. This rule can apply to both gold and silver, and let me run it down for you, especially if you're new and you're wondering, should you buy those Krugerrands? Should you pick up kangaroos? Should you buy, fancy silver or gold U.S. Mint products? None of that applies if you follow the 2% rule. Let me show you how to do it and what it is. This is something I'm kind of coining as my new catchphrase, the 2% rule. What does that mean? Well, that means that when you buy silver or gold, versus when you sell silver or gold, you do not want to give up more than 2%. Is that hard to do? Not really, okay? It may seem hard to do. The people that are used to shopping at the traditional places and used to selling at the traditional places, okay? A newer stacker will probably buy at a larger bullion dealer and will pay a $1 to $2.50 premium on silver. Let me focus on silver because that is a little bit harder than gold. Gold is actually way easier. But a newer stacker will shop probably online at an APMEX, JM Bullion, SD Bullion, etc., and see something shiny and pretty like a brand new kookaburra, or a Napoleon coin or something that is collectible. And not that there isn't a market for collectible coins, especially on eBay. 98% of us will not sell there and will not realize those retail premiums. For those that do, well, there are different videos for that. But for the average person, if you shop online at an APMEX, for example, let's go ahead and go over there and see what APMEX is charging for silver rounds. And here's their deal page. Okay, here is APMEX, a silver round, and you pay $43.96. Okay, let's call that $44 against a $41 spot. It's not $41.27, it's actually $41. You're paying a $3 premium there, but maybe your dad or your brother or someone told you it's a good outfit and everything is authentic. That's all true. Their customer service is second to none. But a $3 premium on a $41 round is much, much, much higher than 2%, right? Now, when you go to sell it to them, let's see, I think they have a sell to us page, and you might think, well, I'll just sell it back to the person I bought it from. Now, maybe they don't have a detailed page, but JM Bullion is known for selling silver, sell to us online. Very easy. I've done it several times. All right, I cannot find the listing for 1 ounce silver rounds. Maybe they want them, maybe they don't. But we do have 1 ounce bars here. And actually, they would pay a little more for bars than rounds probably. But look at the buy price, $38. Okay, you paid $44 for that buffalo. You sell it back to them at $38. You've lost $6, which is approaching 6 over 40 is probably about a 15% buy-sell premium. Okay, this is my term here, the buy-sell premium. The buy-sell spread is something that I focus on. Now, that would be an example of what not to do. Buy here at $44, and when it comes time to sell it, regardless of where spot price is, you're going to get probably $38 from a big dealer. Now, there are dealers that pay more. Bullion exchanges buyback prices are better than this. Scottsdale Mint buyback prices are better than this. And some dealers on YouTube I recommend are better than this. This would be what not to do, okay? What we want to do, at least what I think we should be doing, is keeping our buy-sell spread to 2%. Okay, first off, where can you find silver around spot? All right, I show you this every day on the website, but for example, you can go down to the eBay page on my website, bestsilvergolddeals.com, and then the sort will take you to, let's go to a large, oopsie, passed it. Let's go to a large sort of 1 ounce rounds. Okay, that'll take you to eBay. And the way that we get this at spot, this is 4,193 for 1 ounce silver rounds, 4,193, and then use a credit card because you can do that here and not pay more. And 4,193, 4193, 4193 an ounce times 0.97 if you use the PayPal card or the American Express Everyday Cash. Check out through PayPal. Okay, you're in at 40.67. You're in at 33 cents under spot. All right, now what you want to do is find the best place to sell that. Okay, here, now you saw what APMEX is selling, buying back for. It was $4 back. You wouldn't want to do that. Here's Scottsdale Mint, okay, and they're a good outfit. I've sold to them. They are buying generic silver bullion at $1.50 back. All right, now that probably would be BU silver bullion, but now we have something like $1.20. And you know, we may want to, you know, upgrade what we buy to BU so that there can't be any questions asked when you sell it. But here's $1.50 back of spot. Scottsdale products, they pay $1 back of spot. If you go on to Vermilion Enterprises, shout out to him, here as of 9/6 were his buyback prices. His buyback price for generic 999 silver is $1.25 back of spot. Of course, you'd have to get it to him. There'd be shipping charges, etc. And he doesn't lock his prices. I believe Coin Huskers does lock his prices. Check out him as well. So $1.25 back. If you got into that for, and that'll be any condition 999 silver. He just sends it to the refinery for the most part. So in this case, the buy-sell spread is we were at let's see, we were at 30 cents under. That'll eat the quarter. So we'll be $1, okay, and even better than $1 buy-sell spread. What is $1? Actually, more like 95 cents. 0.95 cents on this transaction. Today, you could do this on Saturday, Sunday, September 7th. 95 cents divided by a $41. And there's a buy and a sell. There's a bid and an ask. So I think you'll lose another 10, 15 cents on that as well. But just for round numbers' sake, your buy-sell spread here is 2.3%. 2.3% to get into silver and to get out of silver, and there are shipping costs and insurance costs and so forth, but here we're coming pretty close to what I'm talking about. You want to do even better? Okay, let's go back to the website, which is, where the heck is it? Here. 100-ounce bars. All right. And if you walk into an LCS, they're going to offer you, you know, $3 back a spot probably on something like that. That's the other traditional way people will sell is they'll buy from an LCS with a reasonable premium on top. They'll sell to an LCS with a large haircut. Why? Because the LCS can do that. They're instant cash. People are liquidating estates, etc. They can get away with it. But you know, you've seen Vermilion, and I would say also Coin Huskers doesn't do that. Scottsdale doesn't do that. The JM bullions, SD bullions, bullion exchanges, they're going to take a larger cut, but it's very, very easy. All right, that is the temptation there. Let's check 100-ounce bars today. The cheapest 100-ounce bar, legit listing, is $41.81. These came up a little bit in price, but $41.81 times 0.97. I do encourage you to use those credit cards and pay them off right away. Equals 40.55. So here you're going to be 45 cents over spot. With this 100-ounce bar, you would actually get down to about a 2% buy-sell spread. All right, let's take a moment and do gold. Let me go back over to Vermilion, and I hope he doesn't mind me using his website as an example, but you know, he's a very transparent buyer and seller. And going back to his gold chart here, this is again from the 6th, September 6th, and he reserves the right to change these prices at any time. Just because you mail it to him doesn't mean you're going to get these prices. But in this case, okay, if you were buying American Gold Eagles and paying a 5, 6, 7, 8% premium on those and selling them back to him, your buy-sell spread would be huge on gold. There are other reasons to own U.S. sovereign gold, and there are other alternatives to U.S. sovereign gold. But if you were buying foreign gold, his buy price is minus 2%. Okay, and there are similar buy prices. In the gold category, the SD bullions, JM bullions, bullion exchanges are pretty close to they're pretty close to 2%. They might be 2.5% back. What kind of gold can you get where you're going to limit your buy-sell spread to 2%? Well, in this case, I'm going to go to the dealers, all right, and let's go back to my, no, let's just go over to bullion exchanges, because they typically have a gold at spot or a gold under spot page. And you can find this on eBay as well. And you would look at, where's the gold under spot? Gold, let me type in gold spot. Gold spot. All right, let's see. Wait, I got to go to my website. I link these all on my website so you can get to them easily. So we're going to go back up to the top, which is the dealer section, right? And typically you'll pay the most there, but sometimes you'll look at a gold below spot page at bullion exchanges. I suggest you bookmark this or use my website. Okay, here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different types of gold that can be purchased. They say below spot. Let's just see how cheap that is. Okay, you can get a Krugerrand, actually a brilliant uncirculated Krugerrand for $35.96. Kitco spot is $35.85. That's actually $10 over spot. Okay, I'm going to use the Kitco bid price here. $35.85. You're picking up that bullion exchanges deal, which I now lost. You're picking up that bullion exchanges deal at $35.96. Okay, you lost $10 above spot, but it's going to be a beautiful Krugerrand. And there are other choices here which may be even cheaper, okay? And you may want to buy the cheapest gold. Let's do the very, very unloved, scratched up British sovereigns. How much below spot is this? Let's see, 846 divided by 0.2354. Let's do that math. 846 divided by 0.2354. This is a cash price, right? Not a credit card price. $35.93. That's actually more expensive than the Krugerrand, and I wouldn't want that. The 100 Corona, let's see how cheap that one is. That's also a beautiful coin. Look, AUBU. This is $3 below spot, so that's going to be probably not as good as the Krugerrand. That is nearly an ounce of gold, 0.9802. So there's nothing wrong with the Krugerrand deal. Jewelry grade pre-33, well, perhaps. Let's see. X jewelry, 34.80. Again, if the dealer is just going to melt it, they won't care about the condition. Let's do the math on this, because pre-33 is kind of unloved now. So 34.80 divided by 0.9675. Yeah, 0.9675. Okay, this is the melt price of, it's not a pure gold coin. Here's the gold melt price, is $35.96. Looks like everything here, Krugerrand being a little bit better. So even the beat up pre-33 or the beat up Sovereign is going to be, I think, a little more than the Krugerrand. Why? There are a lot of Krugerrands out there. People have been buying those since the 80s. That was one of the first coins I ever bought in the 70s, actually the 70s. Held it for 10 years and sold it for no profit because, well, I just picked the wrong time to buy gold. Anyway, and I didn't stack again until, about 2014. I didn't start stacking in earnest again, so I'm a late bloomer. But here you've got your Krugerrand right around spot. Here you have a sell price, which was right here at 2% below spot. Okay, so that's a 2% spread on gold. Now, you may want to look for an alternative. Maybe you want US gold. That's going to be a little harder. But if you go over to my website again, let's see, you can look for the $5 commemorative. Let's find one of those. Here's a $5 gold commemorative, U.S. sovereign gold. Let's see. Now, their price is kind of pricey. I would buy this on eBay, and I won't go through the example because that's going to be a little too much. $8.86, cheapest price I can find on the internet, divided by 0.241. Your melt on this is going to be $36.76. So you're going to lose $100 divided by 3,600. So you're going to lose another 2.7% if you want the privilege of U.S. sovereign gold. If you buy a gold eagle, for example, gold eagle, and I'm going to pick on the quarter ounce because you guys love it for your Yankee cannons and whatnot, but you're really getting screwed on these guys. Let's do a backdate quarter ounce gold eagle. BU quarter ounce gold eagle. Now I am on APMEX. Look at the premium on this. And again, if your dad told you to buy gold eagles, he probably had a good reason to do so. But I suggest you look for, you look for better deals on these. I'll go through that every morning on my website. But 1,021, look at this is APMEX, right? No, 1,000 actually 36 if you're buying one quarter ounce gold eagle. Look at the premium on this. 1036 times 4 to get the melt. $4,144 on a quarter ounce gold eagle at APMEX. What does Vermilion pay on a quarter ounce gold eagle? Spot -1. Okay, worst mistake you could ever make. Now, if we get over to eBay, I don't know, we'll check eBay. Maybe we'll get a better deal over there. If you go down to the eBay section, this is why my website is engineered this way. And there's lots of temptations in here. I'm not talking about getting fancy with flipping and whatnot. I'm talking about keeping your buy-sell spread to 2%. Where's that quarter ounce gold eagle here? All right, here it is. Now, with this, you want to avoid the low feedback sellers, the prices that are too good to be true. Here's a zero feedback seller. You would never buy that. Here is, let's see, this is a 63,000 feedback seller with a 99.8% rating. And here's a BU quarter ounce gold eagle. 971 here. But in this case, we're going to get this 971 times 0.97. The links to the credit cards I recommend are on my website. A straight 3% cash back in your pocket. 941. Okay, times 4. Look at the melt on this if you do it this way. 37.67. Okay, now you're still going to lose about 100 and almost $200 on that purchase. Because you favor quarter ounce gold eagles. So before you do that, consider the cost of doing so. And this is why I'm an advocate of no more than a 2% buy sell spread. All right, and don't follow all of my purchases. I tend to be a little more exotic in what I purchase. Why? Because I have an eBay store. Okay, guys, and if you can sell retail, then this means nothing to you, and you would never sell straight bullion retail on eBay because the fees would eat you up. So you have to only look at collector coins and high premium items to be able to facilitate selling on eBay. Or if you grade things and try to capitalize on the profit on eBay, for example, I recommend you do not do coin grading. I recommend you never buy anything in the slab, although I do from time to time. I'm talking about the 98% of us that want to stack and we want to preserve our wealth and we want to be able to sell at a reasonable price in the future. All these premiums are subject to change, but right now, the buy premiums have never been lower. Why do I say that? Not because you couldn't buy silver at spot before, because when you do pay even a small premium, the percentage of the coin's value is much, much lower. When you were paying $1 over spot on a $14 Silver Eagle, that was a pretty high premium as a percentage. Now, if you pay, $1.50 over spot, and you can probably find that on my website, on a $40 Gold Eagle or a $45 Gold Eagle, that is a much lower premium. So think in terms of percentages, and really the buy premiums are very, very low right now, making it a good time to stack from a premium perspective. Spot price will do whatever spot price will do. All right, and here we have gold, as I said, 35.85, probably 35.95 ask. It's the weekend now, it's all frozen. We have silver, 40.93, probably over 41 ask. Will these prices go higher over time? Yes, I'm confident they will. Will they go higher Sunday tonight or Monday morning? No, I actually think we're going to have a retest of $40 silver. But that's just, I play the day-to-day game. I recommend you not do that. Check your silver prices once a week, once a month, and just recognize when there's opportunity on the buy side or the sell side. If you want to get inside baseball, you can come along with me, and we'll do that every morning. I enjoy it. I spend time doing it because I like to buy the dips and sell the rips, and I also like collector coins. But to you purists out there, watch the buy-sell spread. Let's keep it to 2%, guys. Keep it to 2%, at least for the vast majority of your stack. The silver may not be as pretty, the gold may not be as fancy, but when it comes time to sell it and you know where to sell it, then you're going to be happy with that. There's another argument to be made for foreign versus U.S. products. I completely understand that. If you roll that way, then you're going to have a higher buy-sell spread, but you're also going to have the insurance of having a U.S. sovereign product, and there are tax advantages to that as well. So be well out there. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this, and follow me every day on bestsilvergolddeals.com. Not sponsored by any bullion dealer. They haven't co-opted me. That's why I can tell you what they do right and what they do wrong. And we'll find some good deals if you're buying. See you tomorrow.